Good morning, dear students. My name is Kumar Gaurav. I welcome you all today. And today I'm going to start for your annual examination. This chapter is very important. The Great Stone Face first. It is also part of your syllabus. And I'm going to start this syllabus. Going to start this chapter. The Great Stone Face first. Okay, in this Great Stone Face, we are going to discuss about some story of one person, one character. So first we have to see seen from a distance. I hope you all have book. Hills, hilltops and huge rocks seem to assume various shapes and they may resemble an animal or human figure. People attribute stories to these shapes. Some stories come true and others don't. The Great Stone Face is one such shape that reminds the inhabitants of the Valley of Prophecy. What was it? Did it come true? In this story, in this story, we are going to discuss about hilltops and huge rocks seem to assume various shapes. They are looking like various shapes resembles any person. Okay, people attribute stories to these shapes. According to these shapes, people used to tell various kind of various type story. Some stories come true and some not. Okay, so yeah, here is the story we are going to discuss about. Okay, one afternoon one afternoon it is the time of one afternoon when the sun was going down, a mother and her little boy, sat at the door of their. There is a mother and there is a little boy who both together sat at the door of their cottage, talking about the great stone face. They are just watching the great stone face in front of their house and they both were talking about that great stone face. They had only to lift their eyes and it was plain to be seen, looking like plain to be. And thou miles away, very miles away, and miles away, with the sunshine brightening all its feature, with the help of sunshine, that great stone face looking like great, the shining. Okay, and what was the great stone face? The question arises. What was the great stone face? The great stone face was a work of nature. It was the beauty of nature and formed on the perpendicular side of a mountain by some immense rocks which had been thrown together so that which had been thrown together so that when when viewed viewed at a proper distance, when it was looking a great stone face and it was just feeling or looking like beauty from the proper distance, they resembled the feature of human face, looking like a feature of human face. As anyone think that that is human, that is looking like human face. Okay, if the spectator approached too near, he he lost the outline of the enormous face. He lost the outline of the enormous face of that mountain and could see only a heap of dynastick rocks. There is nothing, no any shape, only heap of rock. Okay, piled one upon another. As you can say that, piled one upon another in this way. You can say that in this way. But when it can be seen from a distance, it's just a looking like a picture picture of human being. Okay, And in this way, but seen from a distance, the cloud clustering about it, the great stone face seemed positively to be like just human face. Okay, and the clouds clustering about it, there were a lot of clouds. I mean, clustering clouds in this way. Okay, and you know another thing, the great stone face seemed positively to be alive, looking like alive. It was the belief of many people that the valley owed much of its fertility. The Bengal face, benign face, kind, a gentle, looking like gentle, and was continually becoming over it, looking like gentle and continually over it. And a mother and her little boy, a mother and her little boy, as we said earlier, sat at the door of their cottage, gazing at the great stone face and talking about it. Both were talking about the great stone face, as I told you in this starting. Okay, and the child's name was Ernest. The name of child is Ernest. Mother, he said, Mother, while the great stone face smiled on him, I wish that it could speak, for it looks so kindly that its voice must indeed be pleasant. If I ever see, if I ever see a man with such a face, I should love him very much. He said, if Ernest told, I'm just explaining this about Ernest told her mother, if he saw any this kind of person alive, he would love him very much. Okay? If an old prophecy should come to pass, answered his mother. Mother told, if an old prophecy should come to pass, it will be true. We may see a man sometime with exactly such a face as that. What prophecy do you mean, dear mother? What prophecy? Prophecy? You don't know prophecy? Eagerly inquired Ernest. Please tell me about it. So his mother told him a story that her mother had told her when she herself was a younger than little Ernest. At some future day, a child should be born. It, she told to Ernest, she told Ernest, a child should be born in the future. If it will be true, definitely you will see. Near here, who was destined to become the greatest and noblest person of his time. Okay? And whose face in manhood should bear an exact resemble to the great stone face. Exact resemble to the great stone face. Many still had faith in this old prophecy. Many, several people still believe this. The person will come. But others took it to be nothing but idle talk. At all events, the great man of prophecy had not yet appeared. Oh mother, Ernest cried, oh mother, clapping his hands above his head, I do hope that I shall live to see. उसने तुरंत इच्छा जताया और उम्मीद भी जताया कि अगर यह व्यक्ति, यह स्टोरी सत्य होता है, और मैं इच्छा जताता हूं, मैं मुझे आशा है कि मैं तब तक जीऊंगा जब तक कि यह स्टोरी वह जिंदा रहे उसको देखने के लिए। लिव वह हमेशा लाइव रहे जब भी वह व्यक्ति उसके सामने हो। He wanted to see. His mother was an affectionate and thoughtful woman. It was proper. How was the mother? Affectionate and thoughtful, not to discourage the fanciful hopes of her little boy. So she said to him, perhaps you may. She told, perhaps you may see. And great Ernest never forgot the story that his mother told him. It was always in his mind whenever he looked upon the great stone face. He spent his childhood in the log cottage where he was born, was dutiful to his mother and helpful to her in many things. Ernest always living with his mother and always be helpful to her. And you know, in his manner, her much with his little hands, more with his loving heart, and in this manner, from a happy and often pensive child, he grew up to be a mild and quiet. When he grew up, he was looking like fancy and mild youth. Okay? Ernest had no teacher. He had no teacher. But the great stone face became one to him. Because he usually used to sit at the door and look into great stone face. And when the work of the day was over, he would gaze at it for hours until he began to imagine that those vast features recognized him. He used to imagine and gave him a smile of kindness and encouragement. He just gave him a smile and gave him a smile when he was feeling imagination. About this time, there went a rumor throughout the valley. Exact that time, the great man who was to be there resembled to the great stone face had appeared at last. It seems that many years before, a young man had left the valley and settled at a distant seaport. Many years later, Face had appeared, had left the valley and settled at distant seaport. That is the name of Gather Gold. The character name is the Gather Gold, which was his name. Had set up as a shopkeeper and being shop in business matters, had become so very rich that taken him it would have taken him 100 years only to count his wealth. In time, he thought of his native valley. He decided to go back there and end his days where he had been born. He wanted to go to there and where he wanted to be uh, complete his life because he was born there. I'm talking about the gather. Okay? So in this way, Ernest had been deeply stirred by the idea, deeply moved by the idea that the great man, the noble man, the man of prophecy, after so many ages of delay, was plain to be seen in his native valley. He was going to be seen in his native valley while the boy was still gazing up the valley one day and imagining that the great stone face returned his gaze. The noise of wheels was heard, and a crowd of people cried, here comes the great Mr. Gathergold. A carriage drawn by 4 horses dashed round the turn of road. Within it, thrust partly out of the window, appeared the face of an old man with yellow skin. In this way, he came, looking like old man with yellow skin. The very, I'm talking about Gathergold. Mr. Gathergold. Very image of the great stone face shouted the people. People shouted, very image, very really. It was looking like resemble to the great stone face. What a great puzzle. Sure enough, the old prophecy is true. Here we have the great man at last. What greatly puzzled Ernest, this seemed actually to be that here was the likeness which they spoke of, and he turned away sadly from the wrinkled and sweetness of that unpleasant face and gazed up the valley where the stone face seemed to say, and he will come, fear not, Ernest, the man will come. Okay, in this way, that Master gathered, I'm talking in Hindi, मिस्टर गैदरगोल्ड जो आया, जो लुकिंग लाइक था, यानी जो मिलता जुलता था उस ग्रेट स्टोन फेस से। लोगों ने कहा देखो एग्जैक्टली मिलता जुलता है। निश्चित तौर पर अब ये जो प्रोफेसी है, जो कहावत कही गई थी, जो अनुमान लगाया गया था, ये सही होने जा रहा था। लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं अर्नेस्ट को लगता है, अर्नेस्ट को थोड़ा सा डाउट लगता है, और एक्चुअली में वो पूरी तरह से मिलता जुलता नहीं है। और स्टोन फेस seem to say he will come, fear not अर्नेस्ट। और अर्नेस्ट जब घबरा जाता है तो ऐसा अर्नेस्ट को लगता है कि स्टोन फेस उससे कह रहा है डोंट वरी अर्नेस्ट, वह आएगा, वह आएगा, टेंशन ना लो, डरो मत, मैन विल कम। ओके, आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड दिस first part, and after this we are going to start the second part. Okay, so I hope you understood it. Revise it first for 2 minutes. I'll come back. Okay, students, the the years went on. We are going to start the second part of this. The years went on, and Ernest grew to be a young man. Ernest was now a young man. He attracted little notice from the inhabitants of the valley. Little notice. No one was to be attracted to him. They saw nothing remarkable in his way of life, except that when the labor of the day was over, he still loved to gaze upon the great stone face. The time means all the day when it was over, he used to love to gaze upon the great stone face. As you know, as it is in the starting. Their idea was that this was a folly, but pardonable. Folly and pardonable. Okay? And because Ernest was industrious, he was very hard worker, kind and neighborly. They did not know that the great stone face had become a teacher to him, that the sentiment which was expressed in it would enlarge the young man's heart and feel it with deeper sympathies than other hearts. Deeper sympathies and other hearts. They did not know that from this would come a better wisdom than could be learned from books. They did not know, but definitely it was very good for Ernest to be watching or to gazing to the great stone face. Great stone face was just looking like, just was him, his teacher, and in this way Ernest was very wise, and he got a great intelligence. Neither did Ernest know that the thoughts which came to him so naturally in the fields and at the fireside were of a higher stone than those which all men shared with him. A simple soul, looking like a simple soul. Simple as when his mother first told him the old story. He beheld the marvelous face looking down the valley and still wondered why its human likeness was so long in coming. He was just still wondered why the person looking like that great stone face not coming. By this time, poor Mr. Gathergold was dead and buried, and his wealth, which was the body, spirit of his existence, had disappeared before his death. Since the melting away of his gold, it had been generally agreed that there was no great likeness looking. I mean, he was saying that, agreed about that, there was no great likeness after all between the ruined merchant and the majestic face upon the mountain. It so happened that another son of the valley had become a soldier many years before. Another son of the valley become a soldier. After a great deal of hard fighting, he was now a famous commander. and he was known on the battlefield by the name of Blood and Thunder. Another son of Valley went to become soldier, and now he was known as Blood and Thunder. Old and tired now, had lightly expressed a desire to return his native valley, and the inhabitants, his old neighbors, and desired to return his native valley. He wanted to come back, and inhabitants of there, his old neighbors and their grown-up children prepared to welcome the renowned commander. And it was being said that at last the likeness of the great stone face had actually appeared the great, and therefore was the excitement through the valley, and many people who had never once thought of glancing at the great stone face now spend much time in gazing at. दे आर थिंकिंग, सभी लोग ये सोच रहे हैं कि अब जो एक कमांडर आने वाला है, हो सकता है कि प्रोफेसी इसी पर सत्य हो सकता है कि यह इसी ग्रेट स्टोन फेस से मिलता जुलता हो, क्योंकि उन लोगों ने बचपन से उसे नहीं देखा था. तो and for the sake of knowing exactly how General Blood Thunder looked, General Blood Thunder, on the day of the general's arrival, Ernest and all other people of the valley left their work and proceeded to the spot where a great banquet had been prepared. Soldiers stood on guard, flags waved, and the crowd roared, and Ernest was standing too far back to see. Ernest भी इच्छा जता रहा है कि ब्लड एंड थंडर उसके जैसा हो, उस फेस के जैसा, ग्रेट स्टोन फेस. However, he could hear several voices. It's same face, exactly. One man cried from the crowd. It's same face, dancing for joy. Dancing for joy while saying that, wonderfully like that fact, replied another. Yes, 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 looking like that. And why not? Cried a third. He is the greatest man of this or any other age, beyond a doubt. There is no any doubt. Ernest at last could see the general's face in the same glance to the side. He could also see the great stone face, if there was such a likeness as crowd proclaimed. अर्नेस्ट भी चाहता था कि देखूं कि जैसा भीड़ कह रहा है, क्या उसके जैसा मैच कर रहा है कि नहीं. तो अर्नेस्ट could not recognize it. He could not recognize it. Fear not. फिर अर्नेस्ट से ग्रेट स्टोन फेस ने क्या विस्पर किया, whispering to him, fear not Ernest, fear not, he will come, the man will come, he will come. Okay, in this way we have done the first part of this, chapter number 9, first part of great stone face. So after that we will start great stone face second. In this chapter number 10, we will find out the great stone face, who is exactly who is. Okay, so there are some questions you have to find out the answer of this. True, false. Great stone face stood near where Ernest and his mother lived. Who one would clearly distinguish the feature of the stone face only from the distance. Ernest loved his mother and helped in her work. Thou, not very rich, Gathergold was a skillful merchant, and Gathergold died in poverty and neglect. The great stone face seemed to suggest that Ernest should not fear the journal. Okay, in this way there are some questions you have to write down the answer. What was the great stone face? What did young Ernest wish when he gazed at it? What was the story attributed to the stone face? And what gave the people of the valley the idea that prophecy was about to come true for the first time? These are the questions you have to find out answer from it. Next question is, did Ernest see in Gathergold like the likeness of the stone face? No. Who did he confide in, and how was he proved right? And what made people believe General Blood and Thunder was their man? Ernest compared the man's face with the stone face. What did he conclude? Okay, these are very easily you can find out. I hope you understood this story. and the concept of this story part 1 is over, and the part 2 will be started next day, and you have to complete this. After that, one chapter are left, I think, from supplementary. We will finish that. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye. Revise.